So guys, welcome back. This is part 2 of AMS, and in this part we will finally complete the complete project, and we will complete all functionalities like showing the percentage of a student of a specific class, sending notification when teacher will turn on taking attendance, and also informing students about their attendance percentage, like if some student have less than 75% of attendance in any class, so we will simply send an email to that user. Okay, so we will perform all these functionalities in this video. So we will finally complete this project. Okay, so very first of all you have to create two activities. One is attendance activity, another one is students statistics. Fine. And after creating these two activities, you have to open the XML part, okay, of these activities, and also you have to create another layout file which is member layout. Okay, and guys, yeah, you have to create two activities and one member layout file. Fine. So now we will proceed with the coding. So in the attendance activity, very first of all you can see that we are only using very basic two things. One is text view and then a recycler view for fetching the data. Okay, so the parent layout will be linear layout, orientation is going to be vertical, text view should be like this, and then recycler view should be like this. All the code is visible on the screen. I'm not hiding anything. Fine, you guys can simply pause this video, write down the code, and I will also provide timestamps so you guys can easily jump to the specific part of the video and you will have better understanding that on which module we are working. Fine. Now after that, writing the code of this attendance activity, open student statistics.xml, and again you can see that we are only using two things, student info and recycler view. And here you have to, again, parent layout will be linear layout, orientation will be vertical, padding is going to be 3dp, and the text view will look like this. Okay, and the recycler view will look like this. Pause video, write down the code. Okay, everything is visible on the screen. And now after doing the code of XML file of these two activities, you have to open the member layout. And creating a member layout file is, creating a layout file is quite simple. If you have followed my previous tutorial, then you can easily understand how it is done. Okay, now after that, in the members layout, you can see that we are using few childs like an image view, text view, another text view, and a button for informing. So when basically teacher will click on this inform button, so we will send an email to the student that you have less than 75% attendance in this specific class, in this specific subject. Okay, so you have to attend those classes. So it's kind of notification. Okay, basically a kind that we will notify the student about their attendance percentage. Fine, so that's all we are performing here. So very first of all, you can see that here we are using a card view and all these properties are visible on the screen, and then we are using a text view which is for showing the name of the student. Okay, then we are using another text view which is for showing the percentage of the student, that how much percentage of the attendance student have in that class. Okay, now after that, you can see that we are using this text view for informing the student about their percentage. We can simply write down this code. Then another card view that we are using, which is you can see here, basically this card view will make the image view circular. That's the only purpose of using this card view here. So just simply write this card view and then image view, and then again close this card view. Fine. So after writing this complete part of code, now you can see that we have this member layout file. Okay, and in this class layout item I have already shown its code, so there is not much change. Only you have to check the code of this, only you have to make sure you add this text view code, because here we will show the percentage of student. Okay, so by default we will make it gone and we will make it visible in the Java code. Okay, so after writing all the XML code of these four layout files, now it's time to proceed with the Java code. So first of all, open fragment 2. So here in the fragment 2, when user will click on the attendance IV, okay, so we will simply take user to the attendance activity, the activity that we have just created. Okay, so you can, after going on this activity, now open the Java code, and in the attendance activity, very first of all you have to declare variables like this, which is recycler view, database, string, current user ID. After that, go inside this on create and simply give the reference for all the childs that we have declared above. First of all, recycler view, then fetching current user ID. Then this is the very important line that you have to write in order to fetch data, and you have to write these lines in the present students activity as well, otherwise you may not be able to fetch data. So what you have to write is, you have to write these three lines, which is linear layout, new linear layout, this RPPS set layout manager, linear layout manager, RPPS set has fixed size true. So after writing these three lines, your data will fetch successfully. Okay, and every time that whenever we try to fetch data from firebase in the recycler adapter, so you have to write these three lines, otherwise data will not show in the recycler view and you guys will think that all the code is right, then why I'm not able to fetch the data. So that's simply because you are missing these three lines, so make sure you write it. Then after that, you have to give the reference, which is of class reference. Now inside this onStart method, simply call onStart method, that you can do by typing onStart and it will start predicting. So you can simply choose onStart method, and inside that onStart method, first of all, create an object of firebase recycler options. Okay, pass class reference for fetching the data, and then we will use firebase recycler adapter for fetching the data. Pass two parameters, which is model class, static class, request member, class vh, and for the class vh, let me show you its code also. Request member code, I think I have already shown you, so I will only show you the class vh code, and the method should be holding collapse all. Yeah, so this time, as you can see, that we are working with the method of name set classes for statistics. Okay guys, so now here in this class vh.java, simply create a method which is public void set classes for statistics, and here you have to pass the first parameter application, because we are fetching data inside an activity, not inside a fragment, so for activity we have to write application activity, then pass this string, class name, insta, teacher name, url, tid, doc, and CA. All these parameters are from the request member class, because these sequence should be same, otherwise the data will mismatch and you will not be able to fetch the exact data. Okay, so you can see the sequence, class name, institute name, teacher, url, tid, doc, CA. Okay, so this sequence should be same, you don't have to make any change. Okay, this sequence should be same. Now after that, you have to give the reference for all the child that we are using. So basically here in the class vh, we are using the layout file of class layout item. Okay, so you can see that all the childs that we are using here, class name, t name, open, okay, all these things we have to give its reference here also. Okay, you can see c name tv, t name item tv, open tv, all these reference are mandatory. And then after that, we have to simply show the data like this. Okay, here. Okay, and make this open TV gone, because this view, I mean this will be only visible to students. Okay, this class VH is only visible to students, not to yeah. So you have to write these four lines. Okay, I will explain you it later. For now, just write these four lines. Okay, so in the fragment 2, when user will click on the attendance activity, so if the current existing user is teacher, so they will see this layout. Okay, and they will see this open btn if they are teacher, and if any student will click on the attendance activity, so they will not be able to see this open button, they will only see this class name, and here their attendance percentage will be visible. So that's a very simple difference that we are going to implement here. Okay, so all you have to do is, you have to create a method and you have to write this complete code that I'm showing you on the screen, and then you have to come back in this activity, which is attendance activity, and now we will proceed with the fetching code. Okay, so after passing all these parameters, and when you will pass options here, and you will uh, write the code, so it will tell you to create two methods, which is on bind view holder and on create view holder. So inside this on bind view holder, you just have to simply, you will get method which is the class vh holder position request member model class. Okay, after that you have to, this code is not used, so you can avoid it for now, but then you have to fetch all the data like t name, c name, ca, institute name, doc, tid, string post key, and after fetching all these values, you have to simply call the method, which is here you can see holder dot set classes for statistics, get application, model, get class, model, get institute, get teacher name, url, tid, doc, ca. After getting all the data like this, you have to simply call a method which is holder dot percentage, As I told you that if the current existing user is a student, so they will be able to see their percentage of that specific class. So for that you have to write holder dot percentage, pass CA and TID parameter, and open this class VH again. Now here I will show you the percentage method code, that how exactly we are doing the percentage thing. Okay, so now here we have to show the percentage of existing user. So you have to very first of all fetch the current user ID because we will need it. Then you have to give the reference of attendance, and then you have to give the reference of date. So basically why we are using these two reference, this reference will store the present student list, okay, and this reference will store the specific student's status, that this user, I mean this student was present in that class on that day. So for doing the comparison or for doing the calculation, we have to use these both reference. Okay, so for now you may not be able to understand it exactly. All you have to do is you have to follow the steps that I'm showing you, and it will work, trust me. Just write it like this, okay, and then you have to use attendance ref dot add value event listener. Inside this you have to do is simply on data change, if snapshot dot has child ca class count, declare a integer variable class count present count, okay, integer, and then inside this class count integer dot child get children count. That's all you have to do. Okay, it will fetch the total number of classes that teacher took. Okay, and then same thing we will do again. So this time we will fetch the total number of present classes student attendance. Okay, so again you have to write date ref add value event listener. Inside this has child current user id present count snapshot dot child current user id get children count. So now we have total number of classes, and we have total number of classes a specific student have attended. Okay, so now we can do the calculation. Now after that we will delay it for 1 second, and after 1 second we will do the validation. So now you can see the basic change that we are doing here, that handler new handler dot post delete. So this code will execute after 1 second. So if teacher id equals to current user id, so as I already told you that if teacher id and current user id equals, so you have to show like total classes plus class count, okay, and then percentage dv, you can make it like this, fine. And guys, if the teacher id and current user id is not matching, so we will simply call this method, which is calculate class count and present count. Okay, so this was the code that you have to write inside the handler. Now this percentage method is closed. Now we have to create this calculate method. So you can see that I have created this calculate method just below it, so for making it simple. So after writing this complete code, now you have to come inside this method. So this code is also very simple. Very first of all, create float percentage float present class equals to present count. Okay, that's all we have to do. We are we are converting integer into float, so we can do the operation. Okay, so very first of all, write present percentage, then present class slash float class count multiply by 100, and if percentage is less than equals to 75, so we will do this. So basically we will change the color, like if the attendance is 75%, so we will show it as green, and if it is less than 75%, so we will show it as a red. Okay, and also you have to use this arrow drop down that you can get in the drawable, and I have already shown you how can you use it. Okay, and I will show you the arrow drop down so you guys can understand drop up. So you can see that if attendance is more than 75%, so we will show this. If attendance is less than 75%, then we will show this. That's very simple difference that we are doing here. Okay, so if it is less than 75% equals to, so you have to write this part of code. Okay, and if it is else part, you have to show like this. Okay, and that's all you have to do for now. And guys, after that again you have to create a method which is check teacher. So after this was a complete code for this, well, void calculate method. You can see the complete coding on the screen. Nothing is very complicated, everything is very simple, and you can see on the screen. So just after writing this part of code, now you can come back in this attendance activity. Okay, and now when after that again create a method. Just skip this part of code because it's not important. I did it for a testing purpose. So now after that, write holder dot check teacher. This time you have to pass current user ID and TID. Okay. And for this again you can see that if current user ID equals to TID, so we will simply make that open TV gone, and we will make this percentage TV gone. Okay, that's simple validation that we are doing. create this method also. So now this attendance activity code is, I mean class VH code is already complete. Now after this, simply implement holder.opentv.set on quick listener. So this time if teacher will click on this open TV, so we will go to the specific panel, we will go to this student statistics class, where teachers can see every specific student's attendance percentage. Okay, so you can see that we are going to students statistics dot class, and we are taking all the data with ourselves. So you can see you have to pass all these values and then start activity intent. Fine. Yeah, so after writing this set on click listener code, now you can come inside this on create view holder and simply attach the layout file. Simply write these two lines of code, and then again these two lines of code um, for initializing the recycler view and fetching the data. Okay, so this was a complete code for attendance activity. Now we will go to the statistics. So open student statistics, and the process is quite simple. You just have to declare all these variables on very above, okay, before on create method, and then simply use bundle for fetching the data, all the data that we are passing from attendance activity to statistics. Okay, so this is how we are getting the data through bundle. And then you have to initialize the recycler view and write these three lines for fetching the data, then give the reference of members reference. Okay, members reference dot child ca. After writing this complete code, simply come inside this on start method, again create a firebase recycler option object, then use firebase adapter for fetching the data. You can see member model, member vh. Let me show you the member model and member vh. I guess I have shown you the member model and member VH code, but I'll do it again in case for avoiding the doubt. Okay, so first of all, member model, name, status, UID, an empty constructor, and getter and setter. You guys know how to do it. Member VH, in the site this member VH, you have to simply declare all these. I have already shown you this member layout code. Okay, so all the childs that we're using here, you have to give its reference here. Okay, simply declare name TV, information TV, and percent TV. Okay, image view, CV member, card view member, class count, present count. Okay, now after that, create a method set students, simply give reference and then set data like this. Now after that, again create another method which is public void hide teacher. So we will do simply that if tid equals to uid cv member set visibility gone. Okay guys, and then after that, again create a method which is public void percentage. So this is almost similar to the class vh percentage, but only the difference that we have that you have to fetch the uid, but we'll do it just in a minute. Okay, so after writing this, you have to simply fetch all the information like this, and then after that simply call the method holder dot set students, and you can see this method which is holder dot set students. Write down this method and then call it here holder dot set student. Then create two methods which is hide teacher. This method is for hiding the teacher, and the code of hiding teacher is this. You have to write this code in the member vh. And then again we have a method which is holder dot percentage. This time you have to pass one more parameter which is uid, and basically it is the user id of that specific student. So we can, so teachers can see the percentage of every student of a specific class. Okay, now after that, inside this percentage you have to simply write these two database reference. Then again you have to use the add value with listener for getting the total number of classes and getting total number of classes student attended. Okay, and now you can see the complete code on the screen. I'm not hiding anything. You guys have to only pause the video, write down the code, and there is no hurry. You can do it easily. And then again you have to write date reference, and this time we are fetching the total number of classes student attended. Okay, and now after writing this complete code, again you have to use a handler and simply create a method. And yeah, the process is simple. Calculate class count, present count inside this method, and close this handler. After 1 second this method will execute, and we will simply able to get the percentage. Now code is almost same, everything is similar, you don't have to make any change. This complete code will be similar like this class vh. So after writing this complete code, now you can call this method in here, and simply if teacher will click on the inform TV, so we will simply create a method which is send mail dot name. I mean we will pass the parameter name, and then you have to go inside this on create, simply attach the layout file, and then you can see the complete code, these two lines for fetching the data. Okay, now everything is simple, nothing is very complicated. Now the main thing is you have to open this send mail method, and here you have to create a php file, and I will share its code, which is send email.php. Okay, file. Okay, so its coding is also very simple. All you have to do is, you can see, simply we will write it in a PHP language. So declare three variables: name, email, message. Okay, and subject will be social media app, and here you can make a change like you can make it AMS Rajan Sharma, okay, and you can customize this name by yourself. It's not that complicated. And second thing you have to write is admin, email admin Rajan Sharma 669 at gmail.com. Then third will be body. So inside body, first of all write dear, then $ name slash n. We will change the line, then message slash n. Okay. Now headers will be from admin, email admin slash r slash n, then headers reply to email admin. So you have to write this script for sending mail from server to the specific user using their email ID. Okay, so all the code is visible on the screen. Only you have to, the only change that you have to do is change this subject from social media app to attendance management app, or you can also pass the name of the school or name of the institute or name of the class, whatever you want to make it, just you can give here. Okay, it should be a heading like school name, teacher name, class name, anything. Okay, so after creating this file, you have to upload this send email.php on server. You can use web host or you can purchase any hosting if you have hosting in domain. In my case, I'm just hosting it on my website, which is rajansharma.com/send email.php. Fine. So after doing that, you will get this email, I mean you will get this URL like this, and then create a string message. You have less than 75% in class name. Okay, and then simply use a handler. Inside this handler we will use a string request. Okay, and for using this code, you have to add two dependencies, and sorry, only one, yeah, I guess, volley. Okay guys, so you have to add this volley library, and because I have added it multiple times, that's why I removed one of it. Fine. So now you can see that you have to add this volley library 1.2.1 for using these string request. Okay, so we will simply use this volley library and we will create a network request, and then we will send mail to that specific user that you have less than 75% of attendance. So very first of all, write a string request, new string request. We will use post method. You can see request method post the URL, and you will get method on response, on error response. So we don't need to work anything inside these methods. Okay, so just we will jump to this one, which is protected map string get params throw auth failure, and then simply create a map and pass parameters like name, email, and message. For now, for this testing purpose, I have passed Rajan Sharma 669 at the rate gmail.com for checking that we are, I mean, this API script is working or not. When you will publish this application and when you will create this in live mode, okay, so you have to pass the user email here, or you can say the email of student here who you want to send the email. Okay, so for now, for checking the I mean for testing purpose, I am passing this, but we can change it later. But the thing that you need to pass here is the email ID of student who you want to inform about their attendance. Okay, that's very simple logic. You can do it by yourself also, but I will show you in the end of the video. Okay, no problem. For now, you can just simply pass your email ID for testing. Okay, then you have to write this toast message that mail sent, and then return parameter, and then simply write these two lines and add the string request. Okay, this is how we will send the mail to the specific user. Now complete code is visible on the screen. You can pause the video, write down the code, and we will do this task after delaying it for 1 second. Okay guys, so this was a complete code of send email. You can see everything is visible. Just pause down the video, pause video, and write down the codes, and then after that you can simply close it like this. Okay, so is after this student statistics, now we will focus on the sending notification to all the students whenever teacher will turn on accepting attendance. Okay, so for that what you have to do is we will simply open the create class activity, and before that you need to open this request member, because see, for sending notification to all the users, or you can say all the students of a specific class, we need to use firebase messaging service with subscription. Okay, I mean to say with subscribe functionality. So here what we will do, we will simply subscribe to a specific topic. Okay, and when every student of the class will subscribe to that specific topic, so we can use that topic for sending FCM notification or real-time notification to all the students of that class. So that functionality, or you can say logic, is very simple. All we need is we need a unique ID of a specific class that we can use to subscribe. Okay, now here comes a condition. Whenever we try to subscribe, so make sure that the data, or you can say the string that you are passing, it should not have any gap, it should not have kind of any special characters, it should be normal string ABCD, there should be no gap. Okay, because if you will use a string which have a gap, then you may not be able to subscribe it. Okay, and the functionality will not work properly. So make sure there is no gap, and the string should, you should avoid using special characters. Okay, now, so for implementing the notification part, very first of all you have to open request member, and here you have to increase one more child, which is string delete. Okay, and after writing this string delete, you have to simply create getter and setter method, so you can see that is visible on the screen. Okay, so this is, you have to write public string get delete, return delete, public void set delete, string delete, this delete. Okay, so you have to write this, that's all. Now you have this in request member. Same thing, you have to do the request member of admin app as well. Open request member in this admin application, and you have to do the same step, which is delete, and after that you have to create getter and setter here like this. Okay, now go back to the AMS. Now after creating this delete, create, open the class which is create class activity. In this activity we have to simply increase one more child inside this method where we are uploading data. Okay, so inside this method private void upload data, you have to simply go here inside this task dot successful, and simply write request member set delete string value of system dot current millis. Okay, store this. Now after saving this value, go back in this admin app, and here you have to do the same thing. When we will fetch the data, or you can say the data from, I mean request data from the server, so we will fetch it inside this main activity, and inside this main activity, so before that open this request vh, and you have to increase that extra child which is a string delete. Okay, now increasing this child here, open main activity, and here inside this main activity you have to call that data again, like you can see that inside this on start, here we are actually fetching the request. So in the last you have to, after this ca, you have to write comma model dot get delete. Okay, that's all you have to do, and then after that you have to simply fetch the string delete from here, and then we will pass that delete with intent to this open request activity. Inside this open request activity you have to declare another variable for getting the data, or you can say value of delete. So simply declare a string of name delete, and then here you have to fetch it via bundle. After fetching it successfully, you have to store that value on accepting the request. So here you can see member dot set delete, and you have to pass delete inside this accept btn dot set on click listener. So I have shown you the complete step. Very first of all, declare extra string delete, then store its value, then open it in AMS, pass it to the open request, and then store this value, because we will use this delete for subscribing to the FCM messaging service. Okay guys, so now after that, creating this delete is done, so you can go back to the AMS, and now in this fragment one, I mean in this you have to open class vh, and here you have to increase this string delete. Okay, add it in set class for statistics and set classes, you have to add string delete here, and also you have to add string delete here. Okay guys, now after that you have to open fragment 1, and then in the fragment 1 again, as I have shown you, that after ca you have to write model dot get delete. Okay, and also for statistics part you have to open it, and mm, statistics attendance activity, yeah. So here again you have to write get ca dot model dot get delete. Okay, and in this student statistics and mod fragment 1 we are also performing search operation. So inside that search operation again you have to do the same thing, which is you have to write model dot get delete. Okay, and that's only change that you have to do. Okay, so after doing all this, when you have to open fragment 1, and this time when user will click on the open, or you can say join btn, so what you have to do is like you can see that here we are fetching this delete, so same thing you have to do on searching of the class also. So you can see that this method will execute when user will paste the address of the class. So basically we are trying to join. Okay, so no matter if user search the class or the class is already existing, we need to fetch the delete value for subscribing. Okay, so now after that what you have to do is this time when user will click on it, so we have created this method which is join class. So again you have to increase the parameter which is delete, and simply go in the method which is join class, and here write string and then delete. Okay, and then here simply write control plus D, sorry, member dot set delete, and here you have to simply pass delete. Okay, so that's the only change you need to do here for now. So after this, whenever any user will join any specific class, so this delete value will be stored. Okay, so now after that, when user will click on the open class btn, so we will simply pass delete value also with the intent. Like you can see that we are fetching this delete value in the recycle adapter, and then we are passing it through the intent. So now after taking this value to the submit attendance class, now we will proceed with the notification thing. Okay, so when we will pass the data of delete, so you have to declare a variable of string delete here, and then you will need to simply get the data like this. And then after that, you have to add the dependency, which is you have to add two dependencies. First one is firebase messaging 24.000, and then you have to add auth library 0 auth 2 http 1.91. So you have to add these two dependency in order to implement the notification part. Okay, so after adding these dependency, you have to simply click on sync now, and then you can proceed. After that, open submit attendance, and now after getting this delete, now we will use firebase messaging subscribe feature for sending notification to every student simultaneously. So simply write firebase messaging dot get instance subscribe to topic delete. On success, you can simply show a toast for checking that yeah, we are able to subscribe successfully, and later you can simply comment it. For now, we will make it keep it as subscribed. Okay, and now after this, you have to create a Java class which should be access token. So now you can see that access token. For now, this code is of my previous project. Okay, so we will make some changes, but don't worry. First of all, you have to create a class of name access token, and then after that you can see the code private static final string firebase messaging scope equals to, you have to pass this URL. Okay, you don't need to make any change in this URL, just keep it as I'm showing. Okay, then simply create a method public string get access token, and the easiest thing is you can join membership and you will get this complete code, so you don't have to write any single line of code, you will get the complete coding. Okay, so now how can you get this part of code? I will show you. Very first of all, open firebase console, and you can see that we have this demo project. This is our AMS project. So I mean, I have given its name demo app. So you have to click on this project setting, then go on this service accounts. Now after that, you can see that we have this firebase admin SDK. So click on this Java, and now after this Java, click on this generate new pair key, then generate new pair key, and now it will be downloaded. Just wait a minute. Now you can see the file is downloaded successfully. So you have to open your downloads folder. Simply open it in VS Code or any editor that you have. I will use VS Code. Now you can see this complete code. Okay, simply write control plus A, control plus C, sorry. Okay, simply control plus A, control plus C, then minimize it, then minimize this one, open AMS attendance application, I mean attendance management system, and then select from this to this very carefully. You can see that I have selected from this and control plus V, and boom, your work is done. Okay, so now this is how you can get this JSON string data, and I will provide this URL also. And then after that, the code is input stream new byte array input stream JSON string dot get bytes standard charge set dot UTF. For this detailed code, you can watch my video which is Firebase FCM service, because I have created a dedicated video on sending notification. Okay, using latest version of Firebase messaging service. We are not using the server key, we are using the HTTP v1 API, which is the latest published version by Google Firebase. Okay, so you can watch that dedicated video, and I'm also showing you the complete code, so nothing is very complicated, or you can see something like I'm hiding. Everything is visible on the screen, you just need to simply type it. Okay, code it, and in case if you face any errors, you can let me know in comment section, and you can also join membership, you will get the codes. Okay, in case you are not able to join membership on my website, you can join it on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, there is no issue, no problem. So you can see the code of access token, and I have also shown you the code that how can you get the JSON string. Fine, now close this one, close this one. Now you need to create a method which is send notification Java class, and inside this Java class you have to declare these variables like this: string user fcm, title, body, context, then this URL. And in this URL, this URL should be same, but you have to pass this instead of this FIRAP89B09, you have to pass the ID of your own project, which you will get in the project settings. And here you can see the project ID, so you have to pass this project ID here, okay, in this place. And then simply write create a method which is public send notification, pass all the parameters and constructors. And then after that you can see that we have a method of public void send notifications. So you have to write this complete part of code. You will get, if you will join the memberships, you will get this complete code without any problem. And then the important thing comes here: you have to write bearer plus access key, and you will get that access key by the access token class that we have just created, okay guys. And then after that you will get this complete code on joining the membership. Now after creating this, now for sending the notification completely, now you have to open the submit attendance Java class, okay. And let me show you the beginning code very first of all, that you have to add these lines in the manifest file, okay. And you can see on the screen that metadata and pass add this. Then we have to add this external service and use intent filter for receiving the notification in real time, okay. So after writing this complete part of code inside the application tag, you can proceed. Now open submit activity. So here we have already fetching the delete value that I have already shown you how to do it. After getting this delete, simply open this on create, and inside it you have to subscribe to a specific topic. And how we are going to do it is simply firebase messaging get instance subscribe to topic, pass delete, and then use this, okay. Now after that, how can we send notification is the tricky part. So this time, yeah, simply open this teacher code method, okay. And now you can see that here we are calling this method which is send notification. So you have to simply cut this method and paste it inside this which is on success. So basically what we are doing, whenever teacher will start the attendance, okay, and this address will be stored on database. So on the success status we will simply send this notification to all the students that teacher have started accepting attendance. Now you can submit, okay. So very basic functionality this is. So simply create a method send notification, and now inside the send notification method, all you have to do is simply write handler. We will delay this task for 300 milliseconds, okay guys. And then simply handler new handler. Inside this handler you have to write send notification sender, then new send notification. And here you have to pass slash topics slash delete, and then comma. Then you have to pass c name to uppercase, again comma, then t name dot to uppercase plus some gap, and then started accepting attendance. So here we will pass the class name, here we will pass the teacher name plus started accepting attendance, and then submit attendance dot this, and then notification sender dot send notifications. That's all. And then simply delete this task for 300 seconds, okay. So this is a complete code of send notification method, as you can see on the screen, okay. Now after writing this code, when you will run the application and you will click, I mean as a teacher, when you will create a class and click on the start button for accepting attendance, so you will receive the notification, and all the other students of that class will receive the notification that teacher have started taking attendance, so kindly submit, okay. So they will receive this notification. So basically the main reason behind doing is this, that you can notify all the students together, like I have started the attendance, now you can submit, okay. That's very basic uh, logic behind this feature. So this is how you can send notifications. And in this firebase messaging service, uh, again you will get the complete code, just join membership. And firebase messaging service extends, and then firebase messaging service notification manager, and this complete code you can see on message received, okay. So this is how we will accept, I mean we will receive the notification. And we have to create a very basic icon. Here you can see that I have added a icon drawable file. Let me show you it. Yes, so you can see this icon is not pretty good, but still it's fine. Very basic simple icon that we're using. So this is how we will implement the notification functionalities, sending notification to all the students on turning on accepting attendance, okay guys. So guys, now after this we will work on the module of enabling GPS programmatically, okay. So basically now I will show you that how can you ask for turning on GPS. In case, let's say for example, if you open the application AMS, okay, and the location is off, so you may face crashing, okay, and that's not a good thing. You should be able to ask user to turn on GPS, okay. So for that, what you have to do is very first of all, you have to open main activity.java, and here you have to create a method that you can see status check. Fine. Now inside this, you have to create a method public void status check. Inside it, what you have to do is you have to write final location manager, then get system service location service, okay. Now if manager is provider enabled, GPS provider, build alert message no GPS, okay. So now you can see that if it is provided, so we will do nothing, okay. I mean, now here we have this exclamatory, means that this condition is false, okay. So if it is false, so we will simply turn on this. And for that, what you have to do, you have to create a method which is build alert message no GPS, okay. Now inside this method, what you have to do is you have to simply create final alert dialog, okay, and we will set the message your GPS seems to be disabled, turn on now, okay, because that's the important step. Set cancelable false, set positive button when user will click yes, so we will simply take start activity new intent Android provider settings action location source settings, okay, and in the no button you have to simply make it dialog.cancel, that's all. And then after that, simply write final alert dialog alert equals to builder.create alert.show. So this is a complete code of build alert message no GPS, okay. So by doing this, what we will do, if the location GPS is off, so we will simply take user to the setting where they can on it, okay. And after turning it on, your application will not crash and you can proceed with the attendance part, okay. So this is a code that you have to write in the main activity, okay. Now main activity work is done. Now you have to open the submit attendance activity. So guys, now we are going to implement functionality of leaving any specific class, okay, as a student, and deleting any class as a teacher, okay. So we will implement these two functionalities. So let's see what you have to do. Very first of all, simply create a layout file, and for this we will use linear layout. So you can see on the screen that this is a design, this is how it is going to look. So for now we are having two buttons, this one for delete and this one for left, okay, but only one button will be visible to a user. Let's say for example, if you are teacher, so you will see this delete button because you should be capable of deleting a class. If you are a student, then you will not see this delete button, you will only see this left button. So you can leave the class but you cannot delete the class, okay. So here you can see that we are using a very basic linear layout, okay, and my laptop is a little bit slow. So guys, now you can see that we are using this linear layout as a layout parent, okay. And then inside this we are using a very basic image button. You can see its code on the screen. Pause video, write down the code. And then we are using another image button, and the source is simply a baseline output, and id is left bt, and then close this linear layout. That's all code, okay, you have to write. Now after that, go back in the Java code, and here you have to declare the variables like to image button, okay, like you can see that I'm doing it here. Now after doing this, you have to simply give its reference. Here you can see that we are giving the reference. So now you can see that here I'm giving the left reference, which is delete btn, left btn, delete btn, left btn, okay. Now after the reference part, you have to implement the set on click listener on these methods. So simply write left btn dot set on click listener. Now inside this set on click listener, so what you have to do, you have to simply create a dialog builder, alert dialog dot builder new alert dialog builder dot pass this context here. Now after that, pass basic details like we want to leave the class, set title alert, set cancelable false. If user will click on the yes button, so what we will do, we will simply leave the class. And for leaving the class, we have to declare three references. You can see class reference, member reference, and date reference, okay. And make sure this data should be same. Do not make any change in this, just follow the steps. So first of all, declare these three database references, and then simply write class reference, remove value, remove value, remove value, then finish and show a toast message that left successfully. And in case if you want, so you can show this toast message before finish. So simply write yeah, left successfully, and then we will simply go back to the main activity, okay guys. So this part of code you have to execute for the yes button. When user will click on the yes, we will execute this code. Okay, now if user will click on the no, so we will simply make dialog.cancel. That's done. Okay, and then after that let dialog.dialog build dot create then dot show. Okay, so this is a code you have to write inside the left btn. Fine. Now after that, when user will click on the delete btn, so what you have to do is you have to same thing we will do. First of all, you have to create a alert dialog. Okay, and the message will be sure about deleting class. And then if user will click, or you can say if teacher will click on yes btn, so this time you have to declare four references as you can see on the screen. After declaring all these four references, simply write for first three, date reference, member reference and class reference, you can directly write remove value. But for the this all classes reference, you have to run a basic query that if child ca equals to class address, so we will only delete that child, we will not delete the complete node. Okay, we will only delete a specific node. So for deleting a specific node, we need to do the validation, like if value should be similar to class address, then only we will delete it. So we have to write this part of code. Okay, for this all class reference. So I have shown you the complete coding. I'm not hiding anything. You can simply pause this video and write down the code. Okay, and these things are not that complicated, they are very easy to implement. Okay, so after this, and if user will click on the no button, so we will simply cancel the dialog, and then these two lines for initializing the dialog. Now here comes the important part, like after implementing this complete functionality, now we need to do a very basic validation, like if the tid equals to current user id, like you can see here, like if tid equals to current user id, so we will make left btn dot set visibility gone, and else part we will make delete btn dot set visibility gone. Okay, but by default you can see that by default we are not making these buttons invisible or gone, we are making it visible. We will make it gone programmatically. So here if tid equals to current user id, left btn should be gone, and the else part delete btn should be gone. Okay, now this left btn delete btn functionality is done. Now I will show you the one more thing. So after that you have to create a method which is check class. Okay, now after creating this method, I will show you its code. So then here you have to write a database reference, which is database reference member ref database.get reference members. Okay, now simply write member add value event listener. Now inside this on data change, you have to write if snapshot.has child class address, so you have to do nothing, and in the else part you have to simply do this, which is you have to write database reference class reference database get reference class dot child current user id dot child ca, and now inside it you have to simply class reference dot remove value, and on success listener intent submit activity to main activity start activity intent and finish. Even if you will not write these two lines, still it will work. So what we are actually doing here, like for example, if any teacher have deleted the class, okay, so but the problem is the student is still stored as a member of that class. So whenever you will open the application, so you will be able to see that class, but the point is teacher have deleted that class, so you should not see that class. Okay, so for deleting the class that is deleted by the teacher from the student's account, or you can say from student's node, what we have to do, we have to write this part of code. So every time any teacher will delete the class, so it will automatically remove from the student's part as well. So for that you have to simply declare reference of members and then use add value event listener. We will use simple validation. If it has child's class address, we will not do anything. In this part you have to delete it. Okay, complete code is visible on the screen, and this is how the end of the code will look like this. So after implementing this part of the video, now you are able to send notifications, now you are able to turn on gbs programmatically, now you are able to left class, now you are able to delete the class, now you are able to see the percentage, now you are capable of sending email. So we have almost completed the functionality, main functionalities we have completed. Okay guys, so guys, now almost our complete application is done. Okay, so now in the last we will simply create an icon for the application. So now you can see that here I am opening this android manifest.xml file, and here inside this application tag you simply need to pass icon drawable icon round icon drawable icon. So it will show your icon like this, okay, when your application is installed. And you can see that I have shown code of almost all the activities and classes, okay, throughout the video. And in case if you think that I have missed any of the activities, you can simply comment okay, and let me know that you skipped that activity or XML code, so I will provide that code also. Okay guys, so now you can see that our application, this attendance management system project, is successfully complete. So now you are capable of implementing all the functionalities that I have shown you in this video. And after implementing or watching those videos of this project, now you can simply run the application and you can see the output as expected. Okay guys, so if you like this project, so please like, share and subscribe my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so you will never miss any update. Thank you for watching. And for source code, visit rajansharma.com. And in case if you are not able to join membership on my website, so you can simply do it on my YouTube channel as well. I will provide the codes, don't worry. Okay, thank you for watching.